Hey everyone, Brett from Hope to Prosper. Hope you can hear me, man. The wind is howling today. So I'm here pheasant hunting with my brothers, my 4 brothers, at the Lone Pine Pheasant Club. We come every year, love this place. Anyways, thanks for coming along. Today's subject is going to be why you need to automate your finances in retirement.
I want to talk today about why you should automate your retirement income. And by you, I mean pretty much anybody who's just starting out in retirement, early or otherwise, and why it helped me and why I recommend it to others. It's a great strategy. It makes budgeting easy, brings peace of mind to retirees, and it kind of levels out your income. So it's super easy for most people to set up, and it brings a lot of certainty into your lives, especially for, like I said, people who are just starting out in retirement. So I covered this subject way back in April, but I wanted to go over it again because I got a lot of questions about it on another YouTube channel. I left a comment on Joe Kuhn's channel about how I automated my retirement. They were talking about uncertainty and things of that sort, and I got a lot of questions, so I figured I'd go over it again and cover it with you guys. So, okay, so let's dig in, let's get started, and I'll try and keep this short and easy. So first of all, the most important thing is replacing your paycheck, right? For people who have worked for 40, 50 years like we did, it's just like replacing your paycheck. And there's a lot to be said for that, and there are a lot of reasons where that is really, really helpful to retirees. When you first retire, uncertainty is terrifying. I know it was for me. I don't know about you guys, but I got laid off, didn't get to plan a bunch of stuff, and then I was just sitting on some money, and I figured, I'll just do this and that, and boy, that gave me a lot of sleepless nights. So the uncertainty is terrifying, and then replacing your paycheck with another income stream, let's just call it, kind of gives you peace of mind. So it gave me the confidence to spend. At first, I was terrified to spend any money, and then later, it also kept me from overspending. Later, I had all this money. I did silly things. I bought a dirt bike and some other stuff shouldn't have done. So it kind of keeps your budget on track. Or in my case, it keeps me on budget, and that I don't get any wild swings in income and things of that sort. And another thing that's really nice about it is that I could schedule my bills and payments ahead of time. I use bill pay from Wells Fargo, so I can schedule all my bills that happen on the 15th. Then I could schedule all my bills that happen on the 30th, and I know the money's going to be in the bank at those times. So those are some really nice reasons. Another thing I want to talk about is called the pension effect. They've done a lot of studies, and people who live on portfolios, like I am, they're always nervous, and they don't have the peace of mind that something like a pension or an annuity would give you. And so in this case, it kind of acts like a pension in that you can count on that income coming, and then you don't have to worry as much. It makes spending easier and living more certain. And another thing too, this isn't, some of the questions I got were based on, well, what if this happens and what if that happens and everything's automated? Well, it's flexible. You can change it at any time. I could log in today and I could change it to be more or less, different day, whatever, different fund. So it's flexible. So keep that in mind. While we're automating, you're not trapped in it. You can change it at any time, at least the way I have it set up. So that brings up the next thing, how I have it set up. So I set up a monthly automated withdrawal from my IRA account, and my IRA is with Vanguard. And so every month it just comes out automatically. So when it comes out of my IRA, it's taxed, it's taxable. And so what I also did was I automatically set up the tax withholding. So not only do I get paid, it also takes my taxes out, just like a paycheck. And that way I don't have to pay quarterlies. I don't get killed at the end of the year. By the time I do my taxes, most of them are already paid. So that's really good. In addition to taking some money out of my IRA, I also take some money out of my taxable account because long-term capital gains are tax advantaged. And this isn't tax advice. This isn't investment advice. I'm just telling you what I do. So I take some money out from my IRA, which is what you'd say was taxed as regular income. And then at a certain threshold, so about 2/3 of it is that. The other third I take out of my I take it out of my taxable account, so then it's treated as a long-term capital gain. And that keeps me from going over high tax thresholds and going into higher tax brackets. So that's what I do. I withdraw from my IRA from my target date fund. And the reason I do this is because I got a lot of questions about this. That kind of maintains my asset allocation. If I took everything out of my stock funds, or I took everything out of my bond funds, or I took everything out of my money market, then what would happen is it would throw my asset allocation out of whack. But by taking it out of my target date fund, that's something that automatically manages its own asset allocation, so I don't really have to worry about rebalancing all the time. And then finally, here's another thing that's really important. I have kind of a bucket strategy where I have some money market that would last me a year right now. I'll probably bump that up to 2 or 3 years later, but for right now, the market's going up and I'm taking everything I can get. But if the stock market was to drop tremendously, in my case probably over 20%, then what I would do is I would change it to withdraw from my money market account, and then I wouldn't have sequence of return risks. Okay, so let's wrap this up and keep it brief. The bottom line is that retirees who, they've worked their whole adult lives like I had for a paycheck, they can struggle with income challenges when they retire. And automating withdrawals, and in my case also tax withholding, allows you to create your own paycheck and to bring peace of mind and a steady income. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the footage of beautiful Lone Pine, California. We love it up here. It's hard to beat the Sierras, the eastern Sierras, when they're full of snow. Anyways, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next week on our next big adventure. And I wish you all health, happiness, and prosperity in your lives.